normally the time that this is the time that I give a review, so I probably should say something. But this was very good. Like, I'm not surprised either. Like, I'm a huge fan of Skyrim. I'm an okay fan of the Elder Scrolls Online, but a lot of people say that Oblivion is the best one. Now, I don't necessarily believe that. I actually think Skyrim is better, but there are things that I thought were very cool about this. Actually, the lock picking. To be honest, I like better in Oblivion than I do in Skyrim. That it's cool that Skyrim went towards like the Fallout stuff, but I thought this was a very unique, interesting, different way to go about the lock picking than the basic left and right triggers, and so I thought that was really cool. But I'm also glad that they added certain things in the home building. Right, you can build. You can put statues up, and you can put frames and stuff like that, so you can hang your weapons and you can hang your armor, and you don't have to just throw it in a chest or a cupboard or whatever. I thought that was very cool. This must be where the first part of like enchanting and comes, because again it is a little bit better in Skyrim, where how you learn it, what you can do with it, and everything like that. I thought was a very cool experience. And the spell making, that's actually something that I kind of wish would have carried on into Skyrim. I think that's a pretty cool idea, where you have these, you can make these kind of combination spells and stuff, it's very unique to this game, and it really gives itself a little replay value, and the fact that you can basically get this right out of the gate, right? Like, I mean, as soon as you break out of the tutorial jail, like, you can basically run right over to the Frostcraig Spire and open that stuff up. Now, you probably won't have enough money, to buy this stuff at first. But I don't think I think the two candles or whatever were only like 1,000 apiece. So, if you get enough stuff on your way out of the tutorial, or maybe you do a couple of quests for the for the blades, you might be able to come up with the 2,000 that you need just to do those two parts of it. But it gives you a place to stay basically out the gate, and it's very cool how they have that. Ailswell was also another place. Ailswell, whatever you pronounce it, was another place. Very very simple quest you could do right at the beginning, and it gives you a place to store your shit and sleep for free. So it was absolutely awesome. There's some twerks in here, like sneak. There's a way you can kind of basically, cheat your way to 100 sneak. There's basically a way you can kind of cheat your way to 100 security, lockpicking. But that's cool that they left it in the remastered version, as opposed to just putting it in the base game and then taking that out for this one as well. So. I absolutely loved playing this game. Like, it was so fun, and I have to thank Ghost Dave for recommending it. I have to thank Nico Dude for being okay with me putting Halo on hold for a little while to be able to play it. Otherwise, we'd still be going through like Halo 3, 4 at this point. But instead, he let me play, and I'm glad he did, because this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. And again, I'm not surprised, being an Elder Scrolls game. But they, remasters are tough, because if they decide to change things, right? Like, this game came out so long ago that they could have very easily decided that they were going to go with a more modern take on the video game, right? And they changed the way people talk, they changed the things that they say, and the way they act and stuff like that, who these people are in essence, and they decided not to do that. They decided not to worry about the DEI dickbags, and they just decided to remaster a game that was good back in the day, I'm sure, and holds up to this day with the remaster. I mean, this was I enjoyed doing the Oblivion gates. I'd probably rather fight dragons, but the Oblivion gates I thought were actually kind of cool. Once I realized that you're not really supposed to, like, I mean, yeah, you can search stuff and whatnot, but you're not really supposed to do that. Your job is to basically go in there and grab the sigil as soon as you can to close the gate. And they have like 60 of them, so there's a bunch that you can do. It's, you know, kind of cool that the way that you can do it. So, you know, instead of the sigil being marked when you enter the Oblivion gate, it's when you grab it. So if you get something that you don't like, then you can just, you don't have to worry about redoing the whole thing. You can just kind of reset just before you pick up the sigil. And it's cool how it like upgrades as you level up and stuff. So again, very cool game. I like the story a lot. It was the ending was badass. You know, we have this this guy that doesn't even realize he's a descendant of the emperor. Finds out he's got to be an emperor, and then discovers how he can kill a Daedra god, and you know, he becomes a fire-breathing dragon and biting this dude on the neck, and it was really cool. It was really cool, and it did a very good job of setting up Skyrim as well. So, you know, you have this game where you have the lineage of Tibur Semptum, and you know, but he has to basically sacrifice himself to destroy Mehrunes Dagon. Otherwise, this god of evil is going to take over the world, and so you're left without an heir. And then you go into Skyrim, where the heir is, you know, you discover you're the heir because you know how to use the voice inherently, and like you can absorb dragon souls and stuff like that. And so they just did a very good job of using this game to set up that game. Now, having said that, I'm 100% happy they got rid of athletics and aerobatics or whatever it's called. That shit was annoying as fuck, bro. So that was a good choice to get rid of those two skills. But you know, everything about this game was good. And in all honesty, I think I had maybe 2 or 3 crashes, so it wasn't really that bad. You know, it really wasn't that bad. I never believe I'm going to go in to a Bethesda game and not have at least a crash or 2 in a playthrough. So the fact that it only crashed on me maybe 2-3 times is a credit to how well they've built it for the next generation systems. So if you haven't gotten into this one yet, if you're a fan of Skyrim or you're a fan of this Elder Scrolls Online, I highly recommend getting this one. It'd be great on PlayStation and PC as well, but if you have Xbox Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. So I always recommend playing a game for cheaper than the actual cost. But I think it's only like $50 to begin with, so it didn't go into that new $70-$80 range, which is kind of nice for Bethesda and Microsoft to do, because they're typically the stingiest, greediest people out there. So hats off to them for that. But yeah, two huge thumbs up. Highly recommend this game. And again, if you're a Bethesda, Elder Scrolls, Skyrim fan, I know you'll like this one because it was a blast, and I'm glad I played it.